You hum without noticing, in the shower, in traffic, waiting for a kettle to boil. Nobody taught you how. Nobody had to. The oldest musical instrument we've ever found is a flute, carved from the wing bone of a vulture around 40,000 years old. Someone shaped it, hole by hole, in the middle of an ice age. And yet, that flute wasn't the beginning of music. It was already the end of a very long story. Because the first person who ever made music left nothing behind. No bone, no carving. Nothing you could put behind glass in a museum. We'll probably never know exactly when it happened. The bigger mystery is why. Why would your ancestors, cold, hungry, hunted, surrounded by things trying to eat them, spend their breath on a tune? Music doesn't feed you. It doesn't shelter you. It doesn't kill anything. And yet, every human culture ever found has had it. Every single one. So, what was it for? Start with what survived. In 2008, archaeologist Nicholas Conard was excavating a cave called Hohle Fels in southern Germany. His team pulled 12 fragments of bone out of the dirt. Reassembled, they formed a flute, about 8.5 inches long with 5 finger holes and a notched mouthpiece. The material? The wing bone of a griffin vulture. The oldest instrument on Earth is, basically, a dead bird's arm. It's roughly 40,000 years old. And it wasn't alone. In the same caves, they found flutes carved from mammoth ivory. Now, think about that. Ivory is curved and solid. To turn it into a flute, someone had to split it lengthwise, hollow out both halves, carve the holes, then glue it back together, airtight, with stone tools. During an ice age, while food was scarce and winter could kill you. Someone looked at all that work and decided a melody was worth it. But if this is the oldest instrument we've found, is it the oldest music? Not the oldest music, but we can do something eerie with it. We can hear it. Researchers built playable copies of these flutes from the same kind of bone. They work. They hit real notes. A 40,000-year-old vulture bone can carry a tune you'd recognize today. And the same cave that gave us the flute also gave us the Venus of Hohle Fels, a tiny carved figurine, one of the oldest pieces of figurative art ever found. Same cave, same people, same moment in time. So the first humans in Ice Age Europe didn't slowly work their way up to art and music over thousands of years. They arrived already carving figurines and already playing flutes. The lights came on all at once. But push the date back far enough and you hit something that shouldn't be there at all. In 1995, archaeologist Ivan Turk was digging in a Slovenian cave called Divje Babe. He found the thigh bone of a cave bear cub, 1 to 2 years old, with holes punched in a neat row. It lay near an old hearth, in a layer dated between 50,000 and 60,000 years old. Here's the problem. That's older than us. No Homo sapiens lived in that cave back then. If those holes were made on purpose, they were made by a Neanderthal, which would mean the first musician wasn't human, not in the way you usually mean the word. Not everyone buys it. In 2015, paleontologist Kahus Diedrich argued the holes were just bite marks, punched clean through by an Ice Age hyena gnawing a bare leg. So the oldest instrument on the planet is either proof that Neanderthals made music or the leftovers of a hyena's lunch. Scientists have been arguing about that one bone for 30 years. But notice something. Even this is a bone, an object, and the very first music never touched one, because the first instrument was you, your voice, your hands, your breath. Long before anyone carved a bone, humans could clap, stomp, hum, and shout in rhythm. None of that leaves a fossil. It vanishes the instant it stops. So we'll never dig up the first song. It's just gone. But we can still ask why it started. And the best clue is alive right now. Watch any parent with a baby, anywhere on Earth. They slow their voice down. They raise the pitch. They repeat the same little melodies. You've done it too. Badly, probably. Everyone does, long before the baby understands a single word. Many researchers think that's the root of the whole thing. Music began as connection. Before language could carry meaning, a melody could carry feeling, and a shared song binds a whole group at once. Far more people than you could ever bond with one at a time. Conard's own team floated exactly this, that music helped early humans hold together in bigger numbers and maybe outlast the Neanderthals who couldn't. Back in 1871, Charles Darwin had a different guess, that we sing for the same reason birds do, to win a mate. Nobody's fully settled it, but every version points the same way. The tune might be part of why you're here at all. The first musician didn't invent music. They just made it loud enough and hard enough to survive in bone. Everything before that disappeared. Every hum around a fire, every lullaby, every voice that ever carried a tune across a dark cave. Gone the second it went quiet. You're the descendant of the ones who kept singing anyway. The throat rotted, the song didn't. And most of us never once think about the very first voice that started it.